This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.
Corporate Accountability and Public Participation Africa, CAPPA, has called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to address concerned Nigerians in a nationwide broadcast. And CAPPA believes that the address will ease the concerns of Nigerians on the state of the nation and is also asking the president to affirm his administration's commitments to protecting the rights of citizens by compelling all government machinery and authorities to safeguard the lives and well-being of every citizen under their watch. Joining us this morning on the conversation is CAPPA's CAPPA's program officer, Mr. Gideon Adeyemi. Mr. Adeyemi, good morning and thank you for joining us on the conversation.
For having me.
Our pleasure. Mr. Adeyemi, your organization is asking that the president speak to Nigerians to address the concerns of Nigerians. I wonder if you can tell us, that address has not happened and today is the first day of the nationwide protest. What did you expect that address would do specifically to Nigerians and more directly to the protesters?
What we have seen over the past hours, over the past days, in the growing call for an end bad governance in Nigeria protest began is an attempt by individuals who are connected to those in government, to politicians in government, to try and criminalize protest, to try and create an atmosphere of fear. And what we think that is correct for the president to do is to address the nation and reassure Nigerians that we are actually in a democracy, to say that those who are going about trying to create this atmosphere of fear are not in any way connected to those in government. But that has not happened. In fact, we have called for the arrest of individuals who have been seen in videos openly threatening citizens from exercising that secret and democratic right to protest. But that has also not happened. Instead, what we have seen is government going to court, state government. The Attorney General of Lagos State, for instance, has gone to the State High Court to secure a judgment restricting some citizens from exercising that right and limiting where and when protests can be held. This is a violation of a fundamental right of people to protest, to freedom of assembly and all. And we had hoped that the president would take up that duty of reassuring Nigerians that this is actually a democracy that we are trying to build. But it's unfortunate that has not happened now.
Now, of course, you have acknowledged that it hasn't happened. We're on the first day of the protest, and in just a few moments, we're going to be listening to different parts of Nigeria to find out exactly how the protests are rolling out. But I wonder if there is any hope, especially with the organization, that the president could still adhere to this call and the call of Nigerians and address the nation. Now, if he does address the nation, what would you be looking to hear from him that would see the protests come to an end?
Well, I think the important thing for the president to do right now, for Mr. Tinubu to do, is to acknowledge correctly that the demands of the end bad governance in Nigeria protest are actually genuine. Young people, including myself, including many activists, are saying that the hardship and hunger in the country is too much. Following the kind of policies that the government has implemented over the past period, over the past 1 year, and the manner in which they have been implemented without very serious engagement with the people on what the government is really doing. So one would expect the president to acknowledge correctly that the demands are correct, the demand to end hunger and hardship in the country, the demand to try and get all looted funds back, recover all looted funds, the demand to ensure that fuel prices go back to what it was before the inauguration of the present administration, and so forth. These are correct demands that any reasonable government would acknowledge. And I think that the first thing that the president should do is to acknowledge that. Secondly, is to reaffirm that the government recognize and is committed to defending the right of citizens to peacefully assemble, to peacefully protest. The way and manner in which the government or those connected to people in government have been going about to vilify activists, to condemn protests, saying that it will be hijacked and all, is uncalled for. We know historically that protests turn violent when it is mismanaged, especially here in Nigeria. We have seen it happen when it is mismanaged, when protesters and protests are attacked and security agents refuse or fail to fulfill their constitutional duty of protecting citizens. And I should emphasize that security agents have the duty to protect these citizens at all times, even when they decide, and especially when they decide to exercise that sacred and democratic right to protest.
Right.
So, when protest turns violent, or when violence is seen, it should be seen correctly as a failure of the agencies of government. And one would hope that the president would come out strongly to condemn the attack on protests and protesters over the past period and reassure Nigerians that their demands are genuine and the government is seriously concerned about doing something, to ease the hunger and hardship in the country.
Mr. Adeyemi, thank you very much for your time on the conversation this morning. Gideon Adeyemi is a program officer with the Corporate Accountability and Public Participation Africa, a pan-African organization that has called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to address concerned Nigerians and affirm his administration's commitment to protecting the rights of citizens who are exercising their constitutionally guaranteed rights to peaceful protests.
This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.